My name is Dr. Masha, and let's be real, gentlemen. There's a question that lingers in the back of many men's minds after 60, but almost no one talks about it out loud. It's like the unspoken elephant in the bedroom. How often should you be pleasuring yourself at this stage of life? Is it still okay to do it every single day? Should you be scaling back? Or, heaven forbid, should you stop altogether? You've probably heard every kind of advice out there, from as much as you want to don't touch it at all. But deep down, you're looking for a real science-backed answer you can trust, not old myths or locker room rumors. But first, please like the video. The more people like it, the more YouTube will distribute it to people who don't have access to doctors or hospitals. Also, please share the video with your friends and family. Many lives can be saved with your help, so share it. I've spent over a decade as a urologist, hearing men open up about their frustrations, worries, and confusion over this very subject. And here's what I can tell you. There is no single magic number that works for every man, but there is a rhythm that works best for your body, your energy, and your long-term health. The truth is, masturbation later in life isn't just about release. It's a reflection of your circulation, your hormone balance, your prostate health, and even your emotional well-being. By the end of this conversation, you'll know the safest pace for your age and body, how to spot the warning signs if you're doing it too much or too little, and how to make it a positive part of your health instead of something that leaves you feeling drained. This isn't about shame, and it's not about outdated myths. It's about truly understanding what your body needs and working with it so you can keep enjoying your sexuality for years to come. To know how often you should be masturbating, you first need to understand why frequency matters in the first place. Masturbation isn't just a quick, isolated act. It's an event that involves your whole body. From the moment arousal kicks in, your heart rate climbs, blood vessels open wide, and your pelvic muscles start a rhythmic dance before that final release. Meanwhile, your brain is conducting a chemical orchestra. Dopamine for pleasure, oxytocin for calm and connection, and a cascade of other feel-good messengers that shape everything from your mood to how deeply you sleep later that night. Your prostate plays a starring role in all this, producing and releasing fluid as part of your natural reproductive process. That release isn't only about pleasure. It's like routine maintenance. Just as any other gland needs regular use to stay healthy, the prostate benefits from activity to keep tissues strong, ducts clear, and blood flowing. When you were younger, your system could go through this whole cycle and be ready again before the coffee was done brewing. Your blood vessels snapped back instantly, hormones bounced quickly, and your nervous system recovered in record time. But after 60, recovery slows. Blood doesn't circulate as quickly, testosterone may not be as steady, and your nervous system takes longer to reset. This isn't a reason to quit, far from it. It simply means you need a pace that lets your body fully recharge between sessions, so each one leaves you satisfied instead of worn out. If you go too long without any sexual activity, your erectile tissue can lose responsiveness, your pelvic floor muscles may weaken, and your mood can dip because you're missing out on those powerful, feel-good hormones released during climax. On the flip side, if you overdo it without proper recovery, you might start feeling tired, notice your sensation dulling, or even experience irritation in your prostate area. The secret is finding that sweet spot, a rhythm that keeps your sexual health strong without tipping into overuse. Science gives us clues about where that sweet spot lies. In a notable Harvard study, researchers found that men who ejaculated regularly, about 4 to 7 times per month, had a lower risk of certain prostate problems than men who rarely did. Steady activity prevents prostate congestion, keeps blood moving, and preserves the flexibility of arteries that supply the penis. There's also a direct tie to nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax so blood can surge into erectile tissue. Without enough of it, you may feel mentally aroused but struggle to achieve firmness. The challenge is that nitric oxide production naturally declines with age, which is why regular, but not excessive, sexual activity can be key to keeping your system sharp. But here's where things get personal. Your ideal frequency depends on how well your body recovers. A man who exercises regularly, eats nutrient-rich foods, stays hydrated, and sleeps deeply might enjoy more frequent sessions without issues. In contrast, someone managing conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or chronic fatigue may need longer breaks between them. For most healthy men over 60, a rhythm of once every 3 to 5 days tends to hit the perfect balance. It's frequent enough to keep circulation strong, nerves responsive, and the prostate functioning well, but space far enough to restore hormone levels, recharge your nervous system, and keep your performance natural and satisfying. So how can you tell when you've crossed into too much territory? Your body is talking to you all the time. The question is, are you listening? A big red flag is when erections feel weaker, even when you're genuinely aroused. That's your vascular system hinting it's under more strain than it can currently handle. Think of it like overtraining in the gym. Muscles that don't get recovery time simply can't perform at their best. Another sign is waking up the next morning feeling heavy, sluggish, or foggy. That's not just getting older. It's your nervous system quietly saying it hasn't had enough time to reset. During sexual activity, your brain and nerves work hard to coordinate arousal, muscle contractions, and the release of pleasure chemicals. Without proper downtime afterward, you can slip into a subtle state of depletion. Reduced sensitivity is another yellow flag. If you need more stimulation than usual to feel the same excitement, or your climax feels less intense, your body is saying, "Ease up, let me recharge." Overuse can temporarily numb nerve endings, making it harder to reach peak pleasure. Some men also feel a dull ache, pressure, or heaviness in the pelvic region, a sign of prostate irritation, like your gland is telling you it's been overworked. And mood matters too. If dopamine, your reward chemical, is pushed too high too often, your brain pulls it back down, leaving you with lower motivation, irritability, or even mild depression after the high fades. The good news? These signs don't mean permanent damage. They're more like dashboard warning lights telling you to slow down and let the system cool off. A few extra days of rest is often all it takes for energy, mood, and sensitivity to bounce back stronger. Now, on the flip side, there's such a thing as not doing it enough, and many men unknowingly hurt their long-term performance this way. The penis is made of spongy erectile tissue that thrives on regular infusions of oxygen-rich blood. Without consistent erections, whether through intimacy with a partner or solo activity, that tissue can lose elasticity and flexibility. Over time, this can cause microscopic scarring, known as fibrosis, which makes it harder to achieve and maintain firmness. Your prostate also benefits from routine maintenance. Just like flushing old oil from a car engine keeps it running smoothly, emptying the prostate periodically helps reduce congestion, lower inflammation, and decrease the risk of certain problems you'd rather avoid. Letting fluid build up too long can create pressure, discomfort, and even contribute to unwanted conditions. Without that regular release, stress hormones like cortisol can take over, leaving you more tense, less patient, and less motivated. So, if it's been weeks with no activity and you're finding it harder to get or keep an erection, or you feel more tension in your pelvic area, your body might be sending you a polite but urgent invitation to get back into a healthy rhythm. So, how do you figure out what's truly right for you? The answer isn't hiding in some magic number you read online or a rigid schedule from a chart. It's in how well you pay attention to your own body's signals. Every man's recovery speed, physical resilience, and hormonal balance are different, especially after 60. What feels just right for one man might be too much for another. The smartest starting point is a practical one. For many men, every 4 days hits that comfortable balance, keeping the system active while giving it the downtime it needs. Once you pick a starting rhythm, treat it like an experiment. Pay attention to how you feel. Is your energy steady all day? Do you wake up with natural morning firmness? Do you feel pleasantly relaxed afterward, not overly tired? If so, you're likely in the sweet spot. But if you start feeling run down, foggy, or less sensitive, your body's telling you to stretch the gap a bit longer. On the other hand, if you go too long and start feeling restless, tense, or notice spontaneous erections fading, that's a sign to shorten the gap slightly. This is really about fine-tuning, adjusting based on your body's own feedback rather than forcing yourself into a schedule that doesn't feel natural. Think of it like exercise. If you lift weights or run every single day without rest, your muscles never get a chance to rebuild and performance suffers. But if you never use those muscles, they weaken and lose responsiveness. Sexual function works the same way. Steady, sustainable use keeps the system strong, flexible, and ready when you need it. The goal isn't to push it to the limit, it's to keep it in peak condition year-round. Now, let's talk about boosting the benefits. Masturbation later in life isn't just about how often. It's about what you do to support your body before and after. Hydration is huge. Water keeps blood volume healthy and circulation efficient, which directly impacts how quickly blood can fill erectile tissue. Even mild dehydration can make your heart work harder and reduce firmness. Regular physical activity plays a massive role. You don't need a gym marathon. Just a brisk walk, light resistance training, or gentle stretching can improve blood flow and help keep nitric oxide levels up. Nitric oxide is the chemical signal that tells arteries to relax and let blood rush in. Without it, even the strongest arousal signals from your brain can fall flat. And then there's sleep. Deep, uninterrupted rest allows your testosterone to naturally peak in the morning. One reason many men notice their strongest erections after waking. Skimping on rest robs your body of one of its most powerful daily boosts to sexual health. Diet is the other half of the equation. Think of food as the daily fuel for your vascular and nervous systems. Leafy greens like spinach deliver magnesium and nitrates to help blood vessels stay relaxed. Beets are packed with compounds your body turns into nitric oxide. Salmon offers omega-3s to fight inflammation and keep blood flowing smoothly. Berries bring antioxidants that protect blood vessels and nerve pathways from age-related wear and tear. When you combine these habits with a balanced, personalized sexual rhythm, you create something bigger than just good performance. You build a lifestyle that supports healthy blood flow, stable hormones, and a resilient nervous system, all of which feed into better mood, higher energy, and even longer life. That's how masturbation after 60 shifts from being a guilty pleasure to becoming an intentional, healthy part of your overall vitality plan. So, what's the safest frequency for masturbation after 60? For most men, every 3 to 5 days works best, often enough to keep your sexual system active, your prostate healthy, and your mood balanced, but spaced enough for full recovery. But here's the real truth. The healthiest frequency is the one that leaves you feeling stronger, more confident, and more alive afterward, not weaker or drained. For some, that might be a bit more often, for others, a little less. There's no scoreboard, no need to measure yourself against your younger self or anyone else. Your sexuality is still yours. Age doesn't take it away, it just asks you to approach it with more wisdom. And when you do, you can enjoy intimacy with yourself and with your partner in ways that support your health instead of harming it. Remember, gentlemen, your body isn't broken, it's evolving. And when you work with it instead of against it, you can experience vitality, pleasure, and confidence for many years to come.